Afghanistan thinking about using Noor Ahmed as someone who can take wickets in the middle stage of the innings, can bowl in the death overs as well. In the absence of Rashid Khan, his role is going to be crucial in the death overs. Good start so far in this spell from Noor Ahmed. We're going to get from here 256 at 6, at 8 275. Will he take him on? Srilanka on 65 of 74. Responsibility of stretching the innings and finishing it off rather than losing wicket at this juncture in the game. Who is going to take more risk against him?
Just approaching the 200 mark. But it's surprising, in the 40.3 overs, 23 overs have been played in dot balls. That's more than half. Leading edge, not the first time. Oh, why didn't he attempt that? In two minds, maybe Noor Ahmed surely as a bowler doesn't like that. The backward point was just frozen.
That's why he's so dangerous. He gets a little bit of extra bounce. That's Najibullah Jadran, one of the best fielders in Afghanistan unit.
For Sri Lanka with that single. 200 on the board in the 41st over.
Excellent effort from where they were at the 20th over mark. And that's the distribution. 66 for the first 50, then 71, 55, 53. Slow, gradual acceleration. Gradual acceleration on the cards. A fine over from Noor Ahmed, 41 gone. Sri Lanka 200 for 5.
The RGO Big Bowl Sale, 50 to 90% off. Shop now.
For 1 hour,
140 dot balls in this distribution of 40 overs, 200 for 5. The accuracy from Afghan bowlers, pace bowlers early on, then the spinners, especially that spell from Mohammad Nabi, utilizing the conditions to great effect using his experience. Mujib also bowled a fine spell, the first one, and he's been given another opportunity to take a wicket maybe.
Mohammad Nabi being replaced. Mujibur Rahman.
One easy. Back up.
Mujib is quite good at bowling at different stages, different phases in the game. Someone who goes exceedingly well in the power play overs with the new ball, and also bowl well in the death overs as well.
Shaba boys. Belum apa sebenarnya? Bas.
We've got 8 overs to go after this. Still then options available to Hashmat. Got the 3 seamers who've got 3 overs each. And you can actually easily bowl them out. But the spinners are doing pretty well. Look at Mujibur Rahman's performances.
That's remarkable. In power play overs, 3.61 the economies, and 4.17, 4.89 in the death overs. In all phases, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. That's what he has been for Afghanistan. Sparse crowd enjoying the proceedings under the trees. A wonderful sight from Mantota. Mahendra Rajapakse International Cricket Stadium.
Easy, Ahmad.
Pushing hard. hard for that second, won't get it.
Boys.
That's what they enjoy, the competition. The Afghan spinners, since they play a lot of T20 cricket, so they know, and the batters are going after them. That's where they prove more effective than trying to purchase a wicket or create a wicket or manufacture a wicket. In 6 for 5, Sri Lanka batting first.
Agio Big Bowl Sale, 50 to 90% off. Shop now.
.44 from the first power play, 2 wickets for 44, then 152 in the middle stage of the innings, and then 10 for no wicket in power play 3. Gorgeous setting here in Hambantota, in the southern part of Sri Lanka. A beautiful country, lovely people, and engaging, exhilarating cricket. That's what you witness when you come to Sri Lanka. Absolutely gorgeous. And engaging cricket taking place in the centre.
More runs here. This time around it'll be a bit of a chase. That's very well done. Just flicking it back. And come back for 3. A lot of width on that ball, so he easily throws his hands at it. And he's got himself 3 runs. There's Hashmatullah Shahidi, the captain, is still opting for spin. Scott Pacers having his overs available, but still wants to have Noor Ahmed continue in his 6th. Could also be the reason that the time is a big factor. They need to finish their innings off. They don't want to have a penalty.
Once a run sent back, rightly so. Also, there's the conscious approach, the understanding about the craft of spin bowling, who bowls in what kind of conditions, what kind of situations. They believe that Noor enjoys the competition, and that's what it is developing at the moment between the 2 batters and the left-arm spin. Touching down the leg side, wide signal by the umpire.
You do want to avoid that penalty when you have to bring in an extra fielder. There will be 5 inside the circle.
One easy one. Well done, Noora, yaar. Lovely.
Single. That's been good over. I think he's going to bowl maximum overs that Hashmatullah Shahidi can expect from Noor Ahmed. This is the stage that he enjoys the most. Noor Ahmed, none for 37, was a bit expensive in the first spell. He's found the gap. That's a gorgeous shot. That's gone for 4. Beautiful placement, boundary after 4 overs. It's been applauded by a sparse crowd here. A gorgeous stroke. It's been entertaining so far. Because it's weighted on the back foot, opening the pace of the bat and just punching it through the offside. Using the pace and angle to good effect. And the placement was inch perfect. Great delivery. Noor Ahmed strikes. It was a matter of time. He was getting into groove, and he has finally found the wicket. Shanaka, the captain, the dangerous captain who had the possibility of doing something magical for South Africa, Sri Lanka. Look at this one. Gujarat Titans teammate has been dismissed by young and emerging, exciting Noor Ahmed. Afghanistan back in contention, 215 for 6. Shanaka goes for 17.
The Agio Big Bowl Sale, 50 to 90% off. Shop now.
Dushan Hemanta, leg spinner, on his debut at the age of 29. 59 list matches at the age of 24. Noor striking at the key moment, a critical wicket from Afghanistan perspective. His length has always been fine. This time line 2. Brilliant delivery, couldn't pick him up. And Noor Ahmed, a charming presence from Afghanistan, continuing to make vital breakthroughs at every level. What a fabulous venue this. Located on the outskirts of Sri Lanka. Nicely bowled. A successful over from Noor Ahmed. Sri Lanka 215 for 6 after 43.
The RGO Big Bowl Sale, 50 to 90% off. Shop now.
Still some work for Charitha Srilanka to do here. He's unbeaten on 69. His innings has been a good one, but he needs some support here from the lower order, in particular for the man on debut, Hemanta, who's just walked to the wicket after the dismissal of the Sri Lankan captain.
One easy one, easy one.
Just get one. Right, Roshan, we've had a long, hard look at this surface now for 43 overs. What do you think? What do you think?
I think it's looking good. It's starting to ease out a little bit. There was a little bit in it for the fast bowlers, but then now batting has got easier. The Afghanistan bowlers have done extremely well with their mystery, with the wrist, particularly the spinners. The likes of Mujib has been outstanding. Right, Hemanta on strike. And he gets a single and he's up and running. A little bit about Dushan Hemanta, I must tell you that he's an all-rounder. He comes into the side as an all-rounder. And he got that. He was the player of the series against England Lions, and he's got half centuries and hundreds in List A cricket. He is a pretty decent batter. But I think he's in this side more for the leg spin he bowls. Upish on the bounce.
Najibullah Sadran on the deep mid-wicket boundary, but he's right on the fence because the left-hander's hitting with the wind here. And he doesn't get it.
Shaba boys.
You mentioned how Hemanta can bat. That'll be a wide. He's on debut, the young man. You mentioned that in the side for his wrist spin. But I think with the way that batters bat nowadays, the way that teams just attack really from ball one, your number 8 is a critical position. Can't just be a bowler anymore.
He's earned his stripes. He's a good player. And he's fought really hard, played in the NSL, broke through after a very good domestic season.
One easy one.
I'll give credit to the selectors is that they have taken a lot of bold decisions with some unknown cricketers, and they've come well. They've done well for themselves. Dushan Hemanta is one of them. Thrown them into the mix, and they've come up with very good results. That's what I'm talking about. Pretty decent as a batter. Average 25. 222 for 6.
The RGO Big Bowl Sale, 50 to 90% off. Shop now.
So Mujib is done. His 10 overs going for 45.
Shaba, shaba, Nur.
Didn't bowl at the top of the innings like we've become accustomed to Mujib doing. This time Afghanistan decided to go with all seam at the top of the innings, and that was due to them winning the toss and feeling that there would be a little bit of movement in the surface, but there actually hasn't been. There's been some swing, but it's generally been with the wind rather than because of the overhead conditions.
Nur Ahmed has come back to his own, getting that wicket of Dasun Shanaka, but it's a bit disappointing to look at his figures. Someone who offers that kind of mystery has gone at more than 6 runs and over, almost 7 runs and over, on a surface that hasn't really been conducive to batting earlier on.
No run, lovely, lovely. Shaba, 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 Nur.
There's absolutely no underlying his ability as a left arm wrist spinner. Can spin it both ways. That'll be a wide, or as some like to turn it both ways. And he showed his full array of tricks to the captain, Dasun Shanaka. So pitching the ball outside, off stump, straightening it, and then the ability to get the ball to go the other way. It's a real beauty. A real beauty.
Oh, well bowled, yeah.
Just with regard to what you spoke about around Nur Ahmed, maybe he just he's very one-paced. He bowls it quite quickly. And I think when you get up to this sort of level, if the surface is not offering you much, then maybe you need to show that variation in pace. Batters nowadays, they're not fooled by much.
Goes over the top, he picks his gap. Charita Srilanka has been very good with his shot selection. Now Nur Ahmed is spinning it back into the left hand and he's going against it.
There's just a little bit of width here for Sri Lanka to work with. He's bided his time as well. He's spent 84 deliveries at the wicket, so you give him that sort of width and he's going to capitalise. That's a lovely stroke. Afghanistan must be sick of seeing Charita Srilanka. They thought they were on the brink of a series win against Sri Lanka in November, and he had other ideas. But better than a runner ball 80, which got him the player of the match and levelled that series, and now he's taking off from where he left off all those months ago.
Couple of runs. Running well, running really well. Again, 9 off the over, 231 for 6.
The RGO Big Bull Sale, 50 to 90% off. Shop now.
Sri Lanka are well above the average for team batting first score. It's only just over 200, so they've got themselves 5 overs here to set something that will take some getting by Afghanistan. We know that the conditions certainly favour batting now, and they will get better and better as the day goes on. I mean, there's blue skies now where we were greeted by overcast skies earlier this morning.
I think the critical factor in any white ball game is the finish. We talk about how important a finish, the last 5 overs in a T20 game. It's very similar when you come into a longer version, the last 10 overs or the last 5 overs. Need to have wickets in hand and a set batter. Now, Sri Lanka has the recipe. They got Sri Lanka there. He's set. And Dushan Hemanta's just in, he's got 6 of 8. So it's a perfect position to be in into the last 30 balls. And what we need to try and see is how they will finish off. And this time, it will determine the winning or losing of this game. It's how you finish, how the momentum goes. See, but the problem for Sri Lanka has been is that they have struggled in that area. They've struggled because they've lost too many wickets in the middle. They've never gone into the last 10 overs with either a set batter or 2 set batters. So that's the reason they are languishing. And no surprises that they got to play a qualifying round. So these are the results of a qualifying round, because in areas like this, Sri Lanka has failed to try and pick up and improve.
Only 4 men needed inside the 30-yard circle in these final 10 overs. That'll be a wide. You would think that Faisal Farooqi will bowl out now. He's got 3 overs left. He'll probably finish from this side. But you bring up a very good point. I mean, I look at what's left to come here for Sri Lanka, and there's no power hitters really to speak of, and there's no real batters to come. And you've always got to be expecting that the last 5 overs you're going to have an 8, 9, 10, 11 at the crease, and hopefully you're going to have an in-batter. And I think Dasan Shanaka sitting on the right of picture there with his pads on, that's probably what Sri Lanka would be hoping for, is the captain to be there at this time and to produce an innings which we probably haven't seen a lot of from him. We saw it against Australia, about a year ago, where he produced a swashbuckling half-century. And that will be 4 as well. Big outside edge, but they'll take them.
He's got the role to play here. Dushan Hemanta, he's a capable player. He spoke about his batting skills, so that's why you hit the nail on the head when you talk about not having enough batting. Now the width outside the Austin, the length was right. So that's the reason why that this partnership should be critical. Yes, you're right. This man should have been there. Sri Lanka needed him to be there with Charit Asalanka at this stage to really take on the bowling, become the finisher, become that big striker of the ball. Now it's up to this man. Dushan Hemanta is trying to support Charit Asalanka.
Well, pace taken off. I think what we've got to clarify here is what does batting look like at 8, 9, 10, 11? And I think in the modern game, it looks more like what does the strike rate look like? So we're not suggesting that a number 8 needs to come in and get you 80, but he may need to get you 25 of 18 balls. And that propels you to the 280, 300 mark. So it's not someone who averages 40. It's just someone who's capable of scoring some quick runs at the back end.
Absolutely, I think you make a lot of sense by saying that, because that's the modern game. You talk about the number of balls the batter 8, 9, 10, 11 might receive, and it's about maximizing it. It's not about blocking it. When we talk about big hitting, now this ground is a fairly big ground. The boundaries are pretty large. But you also look at it in a different way with Charit Asalanka set, and with not much batting to come, then a lot will revolve around him. He'll have to carry Sri Lanka through. Again, pace of the ball, and that's a boundary. A lot of power, he virtually